In this video, I'm going to be comparing the E55 AMG w211 to the CLS55 AMG w219. This is a common question that I get, whether to buy an E55 or a CLS55. And this video also applies to the E63 versus CLS63 debate, if you're talking the w211 and the w219 chassis. For this video, I'm going to be referencing 2005 and 6 E55s because they have more similar parts to the CLS, such as the CLS steering rack, which they got. I'll put a link in the description for my older video that covers all the differences between the newer E55s and the older E55 w211s. So the CLS55 AMG was only available for the 2006 model year. Technically, the CLS is the same car underneath as the E55. It is an E55 with a different body, although the CLS was touted by Mercedes to have a considerably stiffer chassis. Both cars have the exact same supercharged V8, 469 horsepower, 520 pound-feet of torque. The differences between the cars otherwise are more to do with the body design and the interior styling. The CLS55 with the sloping roofline has a lot less rear headroom and only 2 rear seats as opposed to 3 normal size seats in the E-Class. The CLS also has frameless side windows as opposed to the framed windows on the E-Class. Part of the sloping roofline is the fact that the CLS does have a lot worse rear visibility for the driver. The CLS has a sportier interior with a completely different center console and dashboard to the E55. The CLS is much more inspired by Mercedes sports cars like the SL55. The windows are much shorter on the CLS and the doors are much taller compared to the E-Class. The CLS55 has larger fender wells compared to the E55, which means you have the potential to put bigger and wider wheels and tires. The stock CLS comes with 19-inch wheels compared to the E55's 18s, and they are wider by half an inch. For guys that are wanting to put wheels and tires that are really wide, the CLS55 is probably the better bet for you. The styling of the CLS is a lot sportier than the E-Class. The CLS with its sloping roofline was basically the first sedan with this coupe-esque styling. This is a design that pretty much every other brand copied after this. Audi, BMW, you name it. The CLS in this generation will always be a classic because it was sort of the first to start this trend. The styling of the E-Class sedan is all traditional Mercedes and it's more subtle than the CLS. There were 2,765 CLS55s brought to the US in 2006. The E55 for 2006 was only 1,187, but the E55 was sold for more years, so total E55s in the US are 7,937. So overall the CLS is the rarer car. Another reason one might want to go for a CLS is that there was a special edition CLS55, I think one of the best that Mercedes have ever done. The IWC, this limited edition Mercedes AMG, was made in cooperation with the watch company IWC Schaffhausen. And that's a brand that Mercedes has since then put in, a lot of their cars and made a lot of partnerships with. This was sort of one of the first. These cars were paired with IWC's Ingenieur watch family. This special edition featured an exclusive dark titanium gray metallic paint job and decorative elements including the IWC logos embossed on the outside of the car, on the center console, and all of the trim was sort of in this matte titanium color. Pretty unique. Cool thing about this special edition is that only 55 were made. And for a special edition, this car really had quite extensive, features and color combo there. Even the wheels have a titanium tint to them. So I think it's definitely a cool spec, especially if the watch is still with the car. But the problem is that usually the watch is not with the car when you see these pop up on the used market occasionally. But other than that, it's a very, very cool limited edition. If you can find one of these, I think it would be very cool to have. So to sum up, most of the differences between the CLS and the E55 are down to design, down to what car you prefer subjectively, in terms of styling, in terms of do you like the more new era of Mercedes or more traditional. That's basically where you're going to be going with the CLS versus E-Class debate. So either way that you go, they're definitely both great cars. Thanks for watching, and if you like videos like this, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos.